So we can start. Please make sure your back is erect. Yaza, are you sure you will not lean over the door? Okay. So we can erect the back, cast the side down. Yes, hello. Please rename yourself, so I know what's your name. Alright, so we keep our back erect, cast the side down, and we can make the first determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, for 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. From now on, for 15 minutes, I will meditate on muscles and radiate loving kindness without any movement. And we can gently, lovingly notice the flat piece of flesh at the top of the head. We allow it to be heavy and changing. And we continue in this manner to the forehead, eyes, nose, lips, chin, cheeks, ears, back of the head, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the head to be heavy and changing. And we continue to the neck, shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms, fingers, tips of fingers, and we allow all of our hands, all of our arms, all the muscles and flesh in the arms to be heavy and changing. And we continue to the chest, abdomen, back, we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the upper part of the body to be heavy and changing. We continue to the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, toes, tips of toes, and we allow all of the muscles and flesh throughout the body to be heavy and changing. Now we can look at the other parts of the body and see if we can accept their impermanence and unreliability. So we consider impermanence and unreliability in the heart, kidneys, lungs, liver, intestines, brain, bones, skin, blood, sweat, fat, phlegm, urine, and we allow all of the parts of the body to be impermanent and unreliable. Make sure your back is erect and you keep one hand on another with the thumbs connected. And if we could accept the nature of this body, we can move on to the mind and observe what's going on in the mind. If there are any thoughts, we want to know there are thoughts in the mind, and we are curious about what are those thoughts, what are the conditions for those thoughts. You can also observe your feelings. If you feel pleasant, unpleasant, see if you can understand what's going on behind these feelings. Can you notice any attachment or resentment, any laziness or happiness or peace, enthusiasm, whatever is there in the mind, we want to know that. And if you can calm down your body, you will know it better. Mind is clearer when our body is still. So when we have accepted the nature of the body and the mind, their impermanence and unreliability, we may have achieved peace. See if you are experiencing peace. Check it out. If you don't experience peace, compare your situation with someone who is in a worse situation. For example, there are people who are now beaten over their head by a metal stick. There are people who are abused by harsh words. We don't experience that now, so we appreciate that. Now I am in peace. We are curious, we want to know, what is this peace about? What does it do with the mind? And when we are established in peace, we can share it with other living beings. So we start in our room, we don't force, we don't expect, we allow. In our minds, voicelessly, we can wish, may all beings in this room be in peace. And that includes all bacteria, tiny little animals, or maybe invisible beings, if there are any. And we expand our thoughts of loving kindness. May all beings in this building be in peace. May all beings in this city or village be in peace. May all beings in this country be in peace. May all beings on this continent be in peace. May all beings on this planet be in peace. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Everyone, please make sure your back is erect. And we still have about 2 minutes for this sentence, for this object of universal loving kindness. So see if you can make use of this remaining time to enjoy the love that comes from you and for all living beings. See if you can concentrate on it and stay with it. May all beings, including me, be in peace. Now, because the time for this sitting is finished, we will make the last determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. From now on, I will always be mindful and shine with loving kindness. And we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting. So everyone, please take one of your legs and keep it on by the side. We can take one more minute to enjoy the peace we gained in meditation. See if you can do that without any movement. Okay, very well. Dimo, this is not the way how you sit in meditation. When you sit in meditation, you need to you need to have your knees on the floor. Well, this is a little bit better, but this is not how you are sitting during meditation. Yaza, can you please show to Dimo how do you sit during meditation? Then Yamau, can you please show us how do you sit during meditation? I think your style was pretty good. You're too close to the camera. Can you please sit a little bit further so we can see your legs? So how do you keep your legs? Is this exactly how you meditate? No, I don't think that you meditate in this posture. Do you sit like this during meditation, Yamau? That is not the posture to meditate in. And Shuri, are you in your bed or is everything okay? Yes? Can you please, you are not muted throughout the time, by the way. Shuri, can you please show us how do you sit during meditation? We cannot see your legs.
Yeah. Should I go change and then I can
Yes,
change?
please. Yes, please. Pyo, did you meditate with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't you check your phone sometimes?
Yeah, I had someone texting me.
Yeah, I noticed. So when you come from meditation, please kindly turn off your phone and hide it so that it doesn't disturb you during meditation, okay? It's just 15 minutes. It's not so long time. Do you think you can survive 15 minutes without a phone? Yeah. Okay. Yes, right. Yamo, this is the way how you meditate. It is, isn't it? Yamo, do you meditate in this posture? But previously, when I asked you to show us in which posture you meditate, you are sitting in a different posture. Do you remember? Yes. Can you show us the posture in which you were sitting before? That's right. So this is the posture that is not suitable for meditation. Okay. Can you move on back to the posture in which you really meditate? Yes, that's right. So this is the posture for meditation. Okay. So this is both for yasa, for timo. Yes, excellent. Shuri is also sitting in an excellent meditation posture. You can keep both of the feet on the floor, or you can keep, like Shuri is now keeping, or you can keep one foot between your between the thigh and the calf of the other leg, like Yamon is now sitting, or like Yasa, or now finally Timo is sitting. Okay, but Timo, do you think you can survive like this 15 minutes without any movement? No, you cannot survive like that. Nah. So, do you know what to do if you have pain in your legs, Timo?
Yes.
What do you do?
You do. It's like what this.
Yeah, but maybe that's too complicated. You could do it with the other leg, So you move just one leg, and it's very peaceful. So, see if you can sit back in the meditation posture again. Okay. So now that's your left leg, right? So now, what if you just use your both hands and you take your left leg by the knee and by the shin. Do you know what's the shin? Shin is the front part of the calf. So if you take your left leg, you use your left hand to take your knee. You know where's the knee of your left leg? No, that's your right leg. Yes, left leg. That's right. No, that's right leg. No, that's right leg, isn't it? Do you know what's your left leg? Yes, finally you found your left leg. I'm happy you have it. So now you take it and you move it to the side. Just the left leg. Okay, thank you. Timo, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. So you keep your leg like this, and then you take it this is your left leg. So you take it by your left hand at the knee, by right hand at the shin. This portion is called shin. So you take your leg by the knee and shin, and you move it so that it is by the side. Do you see that? Okay. So I think that's pretty easy. Isn't it easy? It's easy, right? So you can do that during meditation anytime you want. And then when your pain disappears, then you return back to the same posture in which you started. Is it clear, Timo? Yes? And will you remember it until our next class?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, we will see you during our next class. All right. Albert, are you here with us? I don't see Albert.
Sorry, the camera is glitched.
Uh-huh. Oh, here you are. So, Albert, when you sit, I notice that you are how do you call it, slouching, right? So that's not good for your health. All right, you don't want to be humpbacked. Do you know what's humpbacked? Albert, are you here with us?
Yes.
Yeah, keep your microphone on. I will be talking to you. So, Albert, when you are sitting, you are slouching. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes. Can you show me how you would meditate if you were not slouching? Yes, that looks so much better. But I cannot see your legs, and during meditation I also didn't see your legs properly. So, do you think you could show me how you would meditate so that I can also see your legs and hands and face? Yeah. Actually, this is not the proper way how to sit in meditation. Look at Yamong U, how she is sitting, or at Shuri. You can choose. Can you see the difference, Albert? Mm-hmm. Seems like we have some connection problems. Yes, Albert, it seems we have some connection problems. Do you think you could resolve them? Seems like your picture is frozen. Okay, finally we can see a video. So yes, can you show us? Yeah, nice. Someone took care of your camera. I am so happy about that. So now, can we see your legs? You're frozen again. Okay. So can we please zoom in on your legs? Because they're in the dark, so I cannot see them properly. Yes, I would like to check how you keep your legs, see if that's possible. Maybe Albert, do you have another room in the house where you are, where you have more space? I feel like you don't have much space in there.
Okay, I'll try this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Shuri, Yamon, U, and Timo, you can sit in a comfortable way. You don't have to sit like this. Jeffrey, I noticed that meditation was quite difficult for you. Did you also have that kind of feeling?
Kind of feeling.
That kind of feeling. Okay. Do you meditate every day?
Well, I try to.
How long time do you meditate when you meditate?
Like, maybe, 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes? Okay. Jeffrey, I teach meditation to how to say that, like individually, a kind of thing like that. Maybe you would like to join that. It's every day in various times. Now we have actually 3 options. So, in which state do you live?
New York.
You live in New York. So I will try to get you the times, and you can choose. I think if you can join us, although the other students are just 6 years old, I still think that I still think that it would be good for you to join us at least for about a month or two before you get used to the proper meditation. You know, Jeffrey, there is the problem. Are we connected? Yes. Jeffrey, I think the problem is when you get a bad habit. That's what I always fear, you know. When you get a bad habit, it's very difficult to change it. So I think it's very useful for you if you join us at least for a few weeks and start to have a good habit. Also, Jeffrey, I have the weird feeling that your hair are covering your eyes. Do you maybe you may like to ask Shuri to help you keep your hair somehow so that they do not cover your eyes. What do you think about that, Jeffrey? Yeah? I'm sure Shuri would help you. Shuri, would you help Jeffrey? Give him some advice? Okay. At least for meditation time. Because during meditation, you know, you're not supposed to arrange your hair, so it's good to have them arranged in some way. So I will try to find some options for you and see if we can get something, whatever. So what about your 9 p.m.? Would you have 10 minutes for meditation at 9 p.m. every day? Probably that would be Tuesday to Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, at least just for a few weeks. That's not like forever. We can try like this, let's say 4 weeks, and then you will see if you like it, if you have time, if it helps you. Is that okay for you, Jeffrey?
Yeah, it's okay.
So that means you would be joining us after basically after 2 days, the day after tomorrow for you, right? Is that correct? Tuesday. It will be your Monday. It will be my Tuesday. So it will be your tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Your Monday 9 p.m. So if you can join us, that would be great. There is a young girl from Florida who meditates with me. But I think that should not be a problem. And we will meditate just about 7 minutes. Now we are meditating 7 minutes. And I want to make sure that you enjoy meditation. Meditation should be something that you enjoy. But I also know that if you don't know how to meditate, it's a hell. So I don't want you to experience hell in meditation, especially when I know you can experience heaven. All right, so Albert, are you ready? I cannot see Albert's video. It's possible because of my connection. Yaza, can you see Albert's video?
Do you mean see it or?
Yes. Can you see it?
Or not?
Because I see just blank screen in Albert's video. You can see it?
It looks like it's frozen.
It looks like it's frozen. Yes. All right. So Albert, if there is a way how to make your video working, that would be great. What did he say? Yaza?
I think he said he's trying to reboot.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on. We have some recitation. So as the time goes, you are repeating longer and longer portions. So please be mindful so that you remember those portions, or simply look at the text and follow the text, please. All right. So please, everyone, unmute, and we can start our recitation. We have some more things to do today. Okay, Jeffrey, I'm waiting for Jeffrey to unmute. Okay. So please keep your hands together at the chest. So first I will say Yamahang vadami tang vadetha, which means whatever I say you say, and then you will just reply ama bhante. So let's try that together. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha.
Ama bante.
Okay, so let's try that together again. Yamahang vadami tang vadetha.
Ama bante.
Okay. So now you can repeat after me. So this, what it means you are requesting me to give you the 3 refuges and the 5 precepts out of compassion in the way that you repeat after me. Okay. Aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang
Panchasila.
dhammang yajami
Dhamman yajam.
anuggahang katva silang detha me bhante
Ilam de tame bante.
anukampang upadaya dutiyampi aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yajami anuggahang katva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya tatiyampi aham bhante tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yajami anuggahang katva silang detha me bhante anukampang upadaya. Okay, so now we will move on to paying respect to the Buddha. Namo tassa
Namo tassa.
bhagavato arahato
Bhagavata.
samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa
Namo tassa.
bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Samma.
Namo tassa
Namo tassa.
bhagavato arahato
Bhagavata.
samma sambuddhassa. I will very much appreciate if Pyo can also keep his hands together at the chest. He won't be able to reply to his messages, but I think you can keep it aside, and maybe concentrate on our class. Okay, so now we are moving on to the 3 refuges. So you take refuge in the Buddha, the teacher, the Buddha's teachings, Dhamma, and in the community of monks, Sangha. All right. So Buddha, that's the title of Siddhartha Gautama. Buddha means he was awakened to the reality of the truth. Dhamma means the Buddha's teachings, and Sangha means the community of monks. All right. So you can repeat after me. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. So now I will announce to you that going for the refuges is complete, and you will just reply Ama Bhante. Please keep your hands at the chest, which is the sign that you're sincere, that you're honest. Sarana gamanang paripunnang. Yes, thank you. So now come the 5 precepts. You take the 3 refuges because you remind yourself that the Buddha's teachings, and the community of monks, they show you the direction to be happy in this life and in the next life. Now, taking the 5 precepts, they are important so that you are eligible to be a human in your next life. Now you are humans because you followed these precepts in the past. So we follow these 5 precepts, at least these 5 precepts, so that we are eligible to be at least humans in our next life. So these 5 precepts are essential and they need to be followed always. So the first precept means I follow the rule of refraining from killing living beings. Refraining means avoiding, not doing. So we do not kill living beings. So you can repeat after me. Please remember, how to say that? Remember to keep your hands at the chest, please. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. The second precept means I follow the rule of refraining from taking what is not given. It means we never steal. Adinadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. The third precept means I follow the rule of refraining from sexual misconduct, in other words, from cheating, from adultery. Kamesu Michhachara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. The fourth precept means I follow the rule of refraining from false speech, so we never tell lies. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. The fifth precept means I follow the precept of refraining from drinking alcohol or taking drugs. So we never drink alcohol, we never take drugs. Sura meraya Majja Pamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Okay, now I will encourage you to protect the three refuges and follow the precepts very well, and also to be mindful so that you can notice that you want to break them before you break them, so that you don't break them. And then you can reply Ama Bhante, which means yes, Venerable Sir. So let's try that together. Tisaranena saddhing panchasilang dhammang sadhukang surakkhitam katva appamadena sampadetha. So now I will wish you to be happy, healthy, and attain Nibbana. And if you agree, if you think that that's well said, that that's a good idea, then you can reply sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay? So let's try that together. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana. Yes. Does anyone have any idea what does this word sadhu mean? No one has a clue? Sadhu is a very important word, and it is good for you to know what is sadhu. Sadhu literally means well done. So we would write it S long A DHU like this. Sadhu. You can check the chat box in the Zoom. And it literally means well done or well said. So it was very common already since the Buddha's time that when a monk would teach Dhamma, then the lay people, they would say sadhu, 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 which means that they approve of it, that they agree with it. All right, so today I wanted to tell you something about gratitude to parents. So we don't have much time, but that's the way we are. I would like to, well, I think will gradually be better and better. I would like to encourage those today who came without their camera arranged on their body to come with their camera arranged on their body. I did not show you all of my body because we took the camera to a meditation retreat where I was teaching today whole the day, from morning at about 10 a.m. until evening about 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. I actually was teaching Dhamma and meditation and answering all kinds of questions. And then we moved from the center right here where I stay, and I had 4 minutes to get ready for our meeting here so that I could teach you. So hopefully you can understand that I didn't have time to arrange the camera, but I would very much appreciate if you all keep your cameras always arranged for our meetings so that I can see your postures and I can advise you and support you in keeping your posture most comfortable, most pleasurable, and most conducive to your progress in meditation and in your happiness in your daily life. Alright, so today I want to tell you something about gratitude to parents before we start to read our notes from the book. Gratitude to parents. So the Buddha explained that we have two God creators. Now Christians believe in one God creator. Hindus also, and Muslims and Jews, they believe that there is one God creator who created the world. But the Buddha explained that there are two God creators. Okay? So apart from Yaza, because he probably knows already, does anyone here know who are the two God creators? Or even if you had to guess, anyone wants to guess, who are the two God creators?
I know Christians, they believed in Jesus. The other one, I don't remember.
No, Christians believe only in one God creator, but they see him in three forms. in the form of Father, Son, and Spirit. But that's something else. So anyone has an idea who are the two God creators in Buddhism? No idea at all? So that's your mom and dad. So in Buddhism, our two God creators are our mom and dad. Okay? And I will prove it. I will prove it. So, I will prove it, and the word that proves it is called abortion. Your mom and dad, just like the God creator of Christians, Muslims, and Jews and Hindus, can kill them anytime he wants. In that same way, your God creators, our God creators, can kill us anytime they want. Well, not always. When we become adult, probably they won't kill us. But until we are with them, they have the full power to kill us. It's true. And if we look at abortion at the starting stage of the fetus, there it is called zygote. So you get zygote, then you get embryo, and then you get fetus. So there are 3 stages of the living being that gradually grows in the mother's womb. So mothers in different states, in different countries throughout the world, are legally allowed to exercise their power of their being the God creator. In fact, in Buddhism, we call wife, the word for wife is the Lord of the living. Pajapati. Pajapati is Pali word for wife, because she is the Lord of life, because she is the one who decides whether there will be some offspring or not. So we are entirely dependent on the whims of our parents until we get somewhere in a legal system. But truth is that in most states and in most countries in the world, a woman is fully allowed to kill the child that's growing in her womb. Not in Buddhism. In Buddhism, from the very moment that you get the 2 cells connected, when they're connected, then it is a living being. As soon, I would say they have to become at least 4 cells. Okay, 2 cells are not enough. I think at least 4 cells would have to be there so that we can classify it as a living being. If there are 2, it's probably not enough. You will need 4. So they start to multiply. That's what I imply. All right. So our father and mother, they are our God creators. And just like the God creator of Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Jews can decide whether he kills them or not anytime according to his whims, whatever he thinks and wants, in that same way, our parents could have decided whether they kill us or not when we were the tiny little zygotes. And they did not decide to do so. Or even if they did, they were not successful, but that's not important. So they did not decide to kill us when we were born, when we, when they conceived us. And for that, we are grateful. So our parents are our God creators. And God creator means that he is entirely responsible for the fact that you live and that you are not dead. So even if the parents, even if they locked you up in a room and they kept you there 20 years, just giving you food but never talking to you, not giving you anything at all, nothing at all, still you need to be grateful to them. Of course, those parents need to go to prison and the society needs to get rid of that kind of parents. But that's not your business. That's not the business of the child. I'm talking about the attitude of the child toward the parents. We always have utmost respect and utmost gratefulness to our parents. Moreover, you were not locked up for 20 years in a room. You know what I mean? You were allowed to go to school. You were allowed to talk with your friends. If you think I'm talking nonsense, then you understood it well. I'm talking nonsense. But I'm talking a nonsense in a way that you can understand. So I'm trying to explain to you that this thing that you think is obvious is not obvious. It is not obvious as soon as you start to learn more about the world. There are many parents who kill their children. They kill their children by abortion. They kill their children after giving them birth. They kill their children later, after they become a little bit grown up. Yes, there are many parents like that. They just kill their children. And they think that it is right. They think that they have full right to go for abortion. They have no reason for that. They just decide, nah, I don't want to have a child. So parents are in power of the life of the children. Although that power is not legal in many cases, still the reality is that the child is then dead. You know what I mean? It's all nice that the parents go to prison and people speak or whatever, but the child is dead. And the parents believe that this was their power to kill the child when the child misbehaved or when the child just was troublesome. They don't bother taking care of the child. So we are grateful to our parents for letting us survive. But that's not enough. When you're in the womb of the mother, you also get food. You get nutrition. You get whatever you need. You get her blood. Then when you are born, usually you were not thrown away into a dustbin. Some kids get thrown into a dustbin. Do you know that? You were not thrown into a dustbin by your parents. Instead, your parents took care of you. They gave you food, they gave you drink, they gave you place to stay, place to sleep. Maybe they even gave you toys and they tried to educate you. That's pretty rare in the world. And then, as you were growing up, they arranged for you medical treatment whenever you needed. They took you to school and so on and so on. They made sure that you have everything you need. They still are making sure that you have everything you need. Every single day. Okay, and that's all about gratefulness to parents for today. We will continue about it next time. Sherry, if you like, you can leave. And we will move on to reading the notes from the book. Sherry is saying something?
I venerable sir.
Yes, nice. Thank you very much. So let's read our notes. I will ask Yamong U, can you please read for us your notes from the chapter on hardcore drugs, right?
After a decade of steady decline in drug abuse, a national survey co-sponsored by the Partnership at DrugFree.org and the MetLife Foundation revealed that the use of ecstasy had risen 67% among teens. And my second one is, because white matter is still being laid down in adolescence, the brains of teenagers are more susceptible than adults' brains to the destructive effects of ecstasy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. Yaza? Yaza, can you please read for us your note from the chapter on hardcore drugs?
Yeah, I was just getting it open.
Okay.
A single bad never mind. I don't want to read that note. Ecstasy, also known as Molly, is a pure form of MDMA, which is a drug that is classified as a drug with high abuse potential with no medicinal use, and can result in 15 years of jail in the case of illegal possession. Use of hardcore drugs will most likely end up in death with multiple doses. Also, if an adolescent does not receive negative effects from their first dose, they will most likely do it again.
Okay, thank you. Timo, did you manage to read both of the chapters, the chapter on pot and the chapter on hardcore drugs?
Only read hardcore drugs.
Okay. The chapter on pot contains quite an interesting information by the end. I found it quite interesting. So, Timo, I will be reading for Timo. Mentally, marijuana causes an altered state of consciousness. Well, that's what you've probably read. But in their early teens, pot-smoking adolescents have been shown to have smaller whole brain volume. Timo, are you listening to me? Can you tell me what I said?
It was about some.
So now please listen to me carefully, okay? Timo, now please listen to me carefully, okay? Timo, I don't hear you. Yeah, I think you are unmuted, yes. Now please listen to me carefully, okay? Yes? In their early teens, pot-smoking adolescents have been shown to have smaller whole brain volume. Can you please tell me what is that? How did you understand it?
It says pot smoke has like a volume or something like that.
No. Do you know what is a pot? Timo, is there another word for pot?
Joints.
That's exactly the word they didn't write in the books. Anyway, marijuana, they call it marijuana there. So marijuana or THC, that's how they call it in the book. But yes, joints. Joint is a, well, you can use joint also for other kinds of drugs. THC, marijuana, or pot. These are the three words that are most common for specifically this substance. And the explanation is that if you smoke marijuana, if you take a joint regularly, then your brain will be smaller. Timo, do you hear me? You're frozen. Timo is gone. All right, Jeffrey, can you please read for us your notes? Just one, please.
Prescription drug abuse has been on the rise nearly every year for the past decade, with 15% of all high school seniors reporting non-medical use of sedatives, especially the prescription drug Valium, Atavian, Conop, and Xanax.
Okay, thank you. Albert, can you please read for us? Now it seems your camera is stable. So yes, hopefully, Albert, you can make sure that your camera will be stable also next time, and arrange the camera somehow. Maybe you may like to meditate in a different room where you have more space. I see your room seems to be quite cluttered with things, so you may like to go to a room and meditate, in more space. The more space you have, maybe also good for your meditation itself. All right, so Albert, can you please read for us one of your notes?
Every year since 2006, hundreds of ordinary Americans have gathered for a somber candlelit ceremony in front of the headquarters of the Drug Enforcement Agency in Arlington, Virginia, because some people died using drugs.
Yes, thank you very much. Very well. Timo, I explained that according to the book, if you take a joint regularly, then your brain will be smaller. Okay, Timo, would you like to have your brain smaller? No, yes, okay, I'm happy. At least we agree on something. So then this is the meaning of saying smaller whole brain volume. Volume is basically the size, you know. Whole is all of the brain. So all of the brain's size is smaller. That's the meaning when they say in their early teens, pot smoking adolescents have been shown to have a smaller whole brain volume. Okay, so their brain reduced in size. Reduced gray matter. So gray matter is one portion that's basically on the surface of the brain, not exactly, and increased damage to white matter compared with non-users. What's a non-user? Do you understand the word?
Non-user.
Yeah. Any idea what that means? Non-user? Who's a non-user?
I think someone that doesn't use it.
That's right. Someone who doesn't smoke it. Someone who doesn't smoke marijuana. All right. So that damage, scientists say, can still be seen in the brain scans of chronic users well into adulthood. There is evidence that schizophrenics have less white matter than normal people. And this pattern is also seen in those who have used pot chronically during adolescence. Chronically means that they are addicted. So, in other words, if someone smokes marijuana, they will have smaller brain and they will also suffer from schizophrenia. Timo, do you have any idea what's a schizophrenia?
Something that happens in the brain.
Well, is it something you would like to happen in your brain, or it's something you don't like to happen in your brain?
I won't.
You wouldn't like that to happen in your brain? Okay. Another thing we agree on. I'm happy about that. So then, the risk of schizophrenia is also 2 to 5 times higher than normal in people who used marijuana chronically during adolescence. So I will explain the sentence. If someone smokes pot, then they have 2 to 5 times higher chance. That means 200 to 500% chance that they will get schizophrenia compared to normal people. Okay, so there's a high chance to get schizophrenia if someone smokes pot, if someone takes a joint regularly. So regularly can be even one a month. Okay, that's not. This is not important. Important is that it is taken again and again and again and again. Imaging studies of human brains show that white matter in the corpus callosum, the area that joins the two hemispheres of the brain together, is thinner and less myelinated in those who used marijuana chronically during adolescence. Any idea why should your left and right hemispheres be connected? Does anyone have any idea why they should be connected? Albert?
If the brain is functions.
So that the brain functions. Excellent answer. Anyone has anything else to say about that? Yes, Albert? I cannot hear you. I still cannot hear you. Can you please come closer to the device?
Oh.
Yes. So, Timo, can you tell us what can happen if you lose your corpus callosum, the connection between your left and right hand, left and right hemisphere?
The brain won't work right and it won't function right.
That's right. The brain won't function right, but there are serious specific consequences. I knew them some time ago, but I forgot them, so I have to Google them for you. Okay, so what can happen is Well, signals cannot pass from one hemisphere to the other, that we already know. But you can have palsy. Do you know what's palsy? Palsy is a condition that affects the ability to control the muscles of your face. So you start to have tics in your face, and your face will start to make grimaces that you didn't decide that it should make. Maybe you already know that people who who smoke marijuana, that they smile and they cannot control their smile. That means that they don't have control over their facial muscles. But if they smoke more, they will not have control over other facial muscles as well. And that is not okay. So, as a result, it can cause the person to make strange facial expressions. Alright, then speech and movement ataxia. Ataxia refers to a lack of control or coordination of voluntary movements. Depending on which muscles are affected, this could cause problems with walking, picking up objects, speech, eye movement, swallowing. Basically, your body is gone awry. Your body is just doing whatever it wants, and you just have to suffer that. Alien hand syndrome. What is that? One of the strangest symptoms of corpus callosum damage is a condition known as alien hand syndrome. While it most commonly affects the left hand, it can affect the right in some cases. This condition causes the hand to seemingly move and act on its own without any cognitive control or awareness from the person. So one of your hands will just do whatever it wants, and it will not listen to your orders. So that can happen. And there are some others you can read for yourself. I find it quite amusing. But it is not amusing to someone who suffers from that. But the point is that you're very careful that you never smoke pot. And if you have a friend who smokes pot, you do your best so that they don't smoke pot. Is that clear? Okay, fine. So, Timo, can you please read for us what a note from Hardcore Drugs?
Prescription. Adolescent addiction is particularly pernicious because over a long period of usage, the brain responds to the hyperactivity of dopamine by reducing dopamine receptors, and a lot of receptors means less stimulation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you tell me how do you understand the note? Because it was not very clear from your reading. Can you tell me in your own words what is the note about?
It talks about like a drug addiction, like how the addiction like over and over in a long period, your brain will respond like it won't function and stuff like that. Like it won't do the thing that you want to do, but it do it by itself.
You lose your control of your brain, is that right? Okay, very well, thank you. Alright, so I will read for you my note. So I actually there was a story, and I wrote it in my own words. You can do it also. If there is a long story or something long and you don't want to write it down word by word, you can just write it in your own words. It's perfectly fine. Okay? And then you read for us what you noted down. So I will show you an example of how I made a summary of a story. Okay, so I will read for you my summary of that story. An administrator of a rehab facility for teenagers in Connecticut explained that kids may take Percocet, I'm not sure if that's the way you read it, Percocet for pain after a sports injury. And when the injury is gone, they continue to take it due to the addiction that it caused. Then they'd like to have Oxy means OxyContin, the narcotic oxycodone, but it is too expensive, so they resort to heroin, which is also called as smack. So what does this story tell us? It tells us that sometimes children, just because they take prescribed, officially legally prescribed drugs for pain, for example Percocet, Percocet, then they get addicted to that legal drug. But when they run out of that drug, they start to search that drug somewhere else. And because they cannot have it, because they are healed, then they try to find it somewhere else. They try to get something else that's similar. But that which is similar, that which is dangerous but still fairly okay, is too expensive. So what do they do? They resort to that what seems to be cheap, and that is heroin. I can imagine that heroin would be cheaper than a drug that's legal, but that's what the text suggests. At least in the beginning, some dealers may give you heroin for free. So that's how they hook you, so that later you go to steal money and have it. I have a friend in the Czech Republic. We went to school together. She's a young pretty girl. Now she has a boyfriend and she's fine, but she had a period in her life when she took heroin, when she took drugs. All of her family rejected her. All of her friends rejected her. Well, that's the way we do it in the Czech Republic. If someone takes drugs, we just reject them. We don't want to talk with them. We totally deny them. Okay? So that they realize that we don't agree. And she fell in love with a drug dealer. That also happens. It happened to another classmate of mine, actually. Anyway, so she fell in love with a drug dealer, I think, and she took the drug, but then she ran out of money and she had to pay for a drug because she wanted to have it. So then she went with her friends to steal. They were stealing from people's houses so that they could sell those things and buy the drug. Then with huge difficulties, she had to undergo special procedure to get free from the addiction. Now she's fine, but she had to suffer extremely very much while she was taking the drug, and especially when she tried to get free from it. So you need to be careful. Maybe the medicine that you are already taking, if you have pain, maybe that will make you addicted. But that's not such a huge problem until you use the prescribed medicine. It becomes a problem when you leave it, when you leave that drug and you start to use a different drug that is not legally prescribed for you. That's why we call it abuse of drugs, drug abuse, because these drugs, some of the drugs, they're used for health. So if you use them not for health but for fun or for pleasure, then that is called drug abuse. You abuse them, you don't use them in the proper way. Okay, anyone has any question, anything you'd like to say? Does any one of you know any person who ever took A hardcore drug, like explained in the chapter? You don't have to tell me anything about that. I just want to know whether you know anyone like that. No? Yaza, do you know anyone who takes drug? Have you ever met anyone like that? No? Albert? Albert, do you know what we were talking about?
One friend.
You have a friend who took drugs or who's still taking?
No, she's not taking drugs. She's just a little, what do you call it, drunk. Just a little bit. I'm not sure how she got drunk, but actually, wait, that was a long time ago.
Can you write it in the chat box, the name of the thing she's taking?
That was actually a long time ago, so I can't remember.
So you don't remember what was she taking?
Well, I didn't know what she was taking at that time.
Okay, but you said some word, right?
She was drunk, but I don't remember.
She was drunk. Okay, thank you. Timo, do you know anyone or who now or before took any hardcore drugs?
Yes.
Do you know one person or many people like that?
Many.
Many.
They're
Wow.
in middle school, like they're in 7 or 8.
About 7 or 8 people?
Like, no, like 7th grade and 8th grade.
I see. Okay. How many are they? How many people are they?
4 or 3.
4 people? Would you know what is the kind of drug that they're taking? Do you still take it? And do they still take it?
No, but one got overdosed and then quit. But the 3 others, they still do it.
Okay. Your video is off. Okay, now it's fine. Would you remember what's the name of the drug?
It was, I don't really know. It was like all white.
All white, and do they snort it?
They like there was like someone that started selling it, then like people started liking it.
But how do they consume it? Do they snort it, or do they inject it, or what do they do?
They snort.
They snort it. I see. Then probably that's Previtin. Do you know what's Previtin? You don't know what's Previtin? I don't know what's the teenager's word, but the official name is Previtin. Meth. Do you know what's meth? You don't know what's meth? 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 Isn't it meth? What they're snorting?
No, I just saw what it looked.
You just saw it, but you don't know the name, right? Okay. So usually what's snorted as white powder is called Previtin. Previtin. You may like to Google it and see what does Previtin do with your body and with your mind. It was actually mentioned in the book as well. All right. So anyone has any question, anything you'd like to say? No one has anything to say? All right. So hopefully every one of you will have time to read the next chapter. I'm happy to see you. Thank you very much for being patient and to staying here. You see, we want to do so many things, but we cannot inflate. We cannot like you have these balloons and you can make them bigger. We cannot do this with time. I would love to do it with time. So thank you all very much for being patient and coming here. And I hope to see you next week again. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do.
That's all.
Purple soul.
Nice, thank you.